Look at these tamales. They are fluffy, they are moist, they are full of salsa and meat. They're so good. Hi, welcome to Jaujacocinamexicana. My name is Janet and today we're making Tamales Verdes with green tomatillo sauce. They are a classic in Mexico City where I was born and raised, and they are absolutely my favorites. Now let me list the ingredients for you. This is how the corn husks look like. You first have to rinse them under tap water. Then you soak them in hot water to allow them to get soft and pliable. I always use something heavy to keep them submerged while we prepare everything for our tamales. I already cooked the pork shoulders for about 2 hours with onion and garlic, and look how beautiful and tender it is. We shred the meat, and this is ready for the filling of the tamales. We will use the broth for the tamale masa. Let's have a taste. Oh, it's amazing. The tamales are gonna be awesome. But we first have to strain the broth. For my green tomatillo salsa, I'm cooking my chiles because they take longer to get soft. And now I'm adding the tomatillos, the onion and garlic too. And when the tomatillos change color, just turn off the heat and let them finish cooking. And now that the broth is ready, the meat is shredded, let's finish the salsa. So I put half of the tomatillos with all of my chiles, and you can use as many as you want. The onion, I'm gonna use 1 raw garlic and the one that we already boiled. And let's blend it until it's very finely ground. And now we grind the rest of the tomatillos and the cilantro. Now let's see the salsa. Oh, it's perfect. It's thick enough to be inside the tamales, and if you noticed, I didn't put extra water to blend the tomatillos. Now, let's go to the stove and fry this salsa. Let's heat up some oil. We add salt and we let it simmer and season. After simmering for 15 minutes at medium heat, look how thick this salsa is. Perfect for the tamales. For the masa, we start by beating the lard. Traditionally, this is done by hand, but I will use my hand mixer today. We will also add the salt and the baking powder. When the lard gets soft and fluffy, I'm gonna start adding the flour and the broth, and I'm gonna do this by hand because I wanna feel the consistency of the mix. And after beating the masa for 30 minutes, let's see if it's ready. You take a little piece, you put it into water, and if it floats, the masa is ready. The masa is ready. Once you achieve this consistency, you have to try it for salt, because once it goes to the steamer, the flavor of the salt is going to diminish. You lightly dry your husk. You put about 1/3 of a cup, and then you just do this. You spread it, you put the meat in a generous spoon of salsa, and look how chunky our salsa is. Now you fold it, and you roll it, and you bend this end, and your tamal is ready. I like to wrap the tamales with a strip of the husk. Just don't do it very tightly. There's already water in the steamer, and we put 2 coins so they can rattle when the water boils. And then we line with the corn husks the steamer so we can assemble all the tamales. I switched to my large steamer because there were too many tamales. Now we have to cover with more husks on the top, and after that we put a cloth and we steam them for between 1 to 1.5 hours. I'll see you when they're done. An hour and a half after the water started boiling, I took out one of the tamales and I'm gonna check how they are. I let it cool a little bit, and let's see our tamal. If it separates from the husk, it means it's done. It's done. Look at these tamales. They're chunky, they're full of salsa. Thank you for being with us, and I'll see you on the next recipe. Don't forget to subscribe.